it's Sissel and Verse, and today I'm going to be doing the Library Loves tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone. I just saw Opalescent do it like months ago, and with COVID going on, I'm really missing being able to use like my public library, like contactless pickup. Contactless pickup opened up, but it's just not the same as being able to like go in and like have holds from all these other libraries, and I just miss it. So I felt like I'd do this tag. So let's get into the questions. When did you first go to the library or get a library card? I've been going since pre-K. Like, my mom read to me a lot as a kid. In terms of when I first got a library card, I think it was in 4th grade, because I remember not really understanding how placing a hold worked. So I literally placed holds on like 25 books, and the library like got them all in at the same time, and it was like a big brouhaha because like I wasn't gonna be able to read the 25 books. It was a huge inconvenience for librarians. And after that, I don't think I was able to use my card to place holds for a little bit. Like, the library didn't stop me, but my mom did. So I was fairly young when I first got a library card. How often do you use your library? Monthly. I'm like a mid-range reader, so it takes me about a week to get through a novel. So like I go to the library about once a month. I get like about 5 or 6 books and then return them, kind of place the holds for the ones that I want, and then I just kind of am steadily getting in the cycle of books that I want to read. Like, when I was actually like driving into work, I really could not get to the library during the week. Most times I would be getting back from work like right as the library was closing. So I really could only go on the weekends anyway, so I really was only going like monthly. Have you ever had a late or lost library book? Late, yes. I had like one this year that I was kicking myself for because it was so silly. It was like a couple of days, like I literally just like had it in the car or something and forgot to drop it off on my way to work. And I had one late like earlier. Like, I think I was like out of state on vacation or something and forgot to drop it off before I left, and like I was out of renewals. But I've never lost one. I've been falsely accused of losing library books several times, but I have not actually lost one. What's your favorite thing about your library? Not paying for books. Like, I feel like libraries are just great. Like, what's not to like about them? I don't really use them for movies that much. My library got games recently, but they're mostly like for younger kids. Like, there's not too much there I want to play. They're like not really on the systems that I own because like I have an older system. Like, I'm still using the Wii. That's like my go-to console. I'm like, most people aren't on that anymore. Most people have advanced past the Wii. I have not, so there's just like not much there for me in terms of that. I don't use the CD collection. I don't have a CD player anymore, I don't think. I'd have to like go scrounging around for it. Like, the really big thing that would be great would be if I could access the museum passes, but you have to like be there in person for those to pick them up. And they're like a little bit more limited than the books. Like, I think you only have them for a couple days. And just like with my work schedule, it would be like really unlikely that I could like pick it up and like drop it off like within the range I would need to. So I really can only use the books, but like that's not a bad thing because the books are great. Are you a browser or do you plan what you're taking out? I'm mostly a planner. Like, if I'm browsing, I end up borrowing too many books, and like it's just like stressful trying to get through all of them, and also just like a lot of the books that I want to read just aren't available at like my local branch. A lot of the times to get the books, I'm placing holds at other libraries and picking them up. So like that requires planning. Name a book you took a chance on from the library. All of them. Like, I don't really buy books unless I know I love them or unless I'm like super duper hyped about them. I pre-ordered a book because there was like a black-owned bookstore that had opened like near me, and like COVID had just happened, and I was just like, oh gosh, like I don't want them to go under, so like I'll get a book. But mostly I get everything through the library, so like anything I took a chance on, I got it through the library. Like, first thing I can think of off the top of my head was An Unkindness of Ghosts, because I remember really being worried when I like read the synopsis because I just kind of gone on like a roll of reading a lot of like very trauma heavy sci-fi books, and I just wasn't really sure that An Unkindness of Ghosts was going to be like something I was going to get into and something that I was going to enjoy. And I ended up really liking it. Like, it's one of my favorite books, but I guess that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. What is the best book you read from the library? Again, I get almost all my books from the libraries. I'll just say The Fifth Season off the top of my head. Have you ever taken out the same book multiple times? Yes, I have. I have reread Pet by Kweke Emezi. I've reread Fifth Season and Unkindness of Ghosts. I used to really be into Gail Carson Levine and Diana Wynne Jones when I was a kid, and I know I reread a couple of their books. I don't really know if it does anything, but sometimes I'll like just like check it out and like return it like the same day just to like show that people are reading the books and to like boost the metrics. Like, I heard that it matters to some libraries, but like mine's a pretty small library. I feel like they don't really care too much, but if I have time, I do that. Most of the time, I don't. Have you read a good book set in a library? Not that I can remember, honestly. I can think of a few set in bookstores, like Neverending Story, but not too many. There was Page Master, but like I don't remember particularly liking the book. I enjoyed Inkheart as a kid, and that's set in a personal library, like a person's house with a lot of books in it, so like I guess that counts. Have you used your library's ebook and audiobook options? Ebooks, yeah. Like I'm not big on ebooks. I avoid them whenever possible, but with COVID, I have moved to using them more. Surprisingly not as much, just because I've been in like a gigantic reading slump. Since quarantine like started, like since I've been like at home, working from home, I've read like maybe 3 books. And just in terms of ebooks, like even if I wasn't in a reading slump, a lot of the ones I want had like longer holds. So I just haven't been reading and I can't like keep them out for as long as I need them. Like now that I'm in a reading slump, so I haven't really read all that much. And I'm not big on audiobooks. Like I got out audiobooks like once. It's just not something I'm really into. Which is the best library you've been to? I don't know. I've only ever been to my local library, my college library, and I went to the Free Library of Philadelphia. I think the Free Library of Philadelphia is probably like the biggest and like the most well funded, but like, as far as I'm concerned, the library is a library. Like, all you really need are like some good books and some comfy chairs, and I'm set. What would make you use your local library more? If it was open later, like I said, like with my job, I just get home so late that I can really only use it on the weekends as is. And also, if I didn't know so many people who worked at the library, like I used to work at the library when I was in high school, and it's like kind of awkward sometimes that like, I went away to college and like now I'm like back home, and that's just like kind of awkward for me. I don't think I ever did anything too cringy when they knew me, but like, it's just weird, like, being back with people who knew you when you were like a teen. So, like, sometimes it's like awkward. Like, also, I'm just like very low energy. Like, when I'm at the library, I don't really want to interact with people. And like, if I see the people that I used to work with, I feel like I need to like talk and like, do the chit chat, make the small talk, and I don't always want to do that. So, yeah, but other than that, I don't know if there's really any services that I would use. If they got more Wii games for adults, which they won't, because that would be such a waste of money. I'd literally be the only one using it. So that was the Library Loves tag. I would tag Ray of Books and Bookish Realm, because Ray of Books has her Currently Checked Out series, and Bookish Realm is a librarian. So like, I think they would have interesting things to say about it. But if anyone wants to do it, go for it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to comment on the video and join the discussion, please comment below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Stay a while, if you want to stay up to date with me and my bookish activities. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe. Goodbye.